So now, you have to ensure whether the session is getting, yeah, it is in record mode. So don't worry about that. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you with respect to this lab. Um, so as I told you earlier, our environment is Anaconda plus Jupyter Notebook for Python. Okay, so already we discussed about the use of Anaconda. So Anaconda is the software which is providing an environment. Okay, it is a distribution for Python. It is providing an environment with multiple packages. So it providing all the service, whatever the package you can want, you can use that package. You can build your own package, and you can use the existing package. All kind of environment it will provide. It is containing 150 plus packages for machine learning as well as the data science. This is the power of this Anaconda. That's why we are going with Anaconda. It is also called the environment manager. Okay, environment manager in the sense, from that you can link with many packages. You can add packages, remove packages, whatever you want. So also called package management system. Okay, so these are all the specialty of Anaconda. That's why we are using Anaconda. It is a distribution for Python. Okay, if you see the environment, you can able to understand how Anaconda works. Okay, and it provide a GUI for package installation. So these are all the advantage. And on top of the Anaconda, we have to install Jupyter Notebook. It provides web-based interface. Okay, it provides web-based interface through web or through the browser. You can able to access Python, Anaconda environment. Okay, so you can execute and visualize then and there. You can execute single line code, you can execute multiple lines codes, and you can see the visualization, and you can save the data code and visualization in a notebook. That kind of environment it is providing. That's why it is called live code visualization. And also it is providing web based interface. These are all the advantages of Jupyter Notebook, and it is providing open source web application. Okay, actually it is an open source. We can download without any cost. It is an open source. It is a web application. Okay, it's not only for Python. It is there for all and other languages also. This is all about Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda. How many of you have successfully installed that Miniconda which I have told? Yes. How many of you have installed Miniconda? Yes, students. How many of you have downloaded Miniconda? Yes, student. Can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We're typing in the chat box, sir.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, I will see the chat box. Yeah, okay. So, few have installed, good. Okay. So, what you need to do is you have to install Miniconda. Once you have downloaded Miniconda, you will get, I will show the file to you. Once you have downloaded Miniconda, you will get this kind of application file or setup file. Okay, this is Miniconda. It is 58,400 or almost 58 uh, 58,400 KB it is saying. Okay, so you have to install this. Once you have installed this one, what you need to do is you have to open that shell. Okay, you have to open the Miniconda shell. That you have to know. See here, if you search Miniconda or Anaconda or something, in the search box you will get this PowerShell prompt for Anaconda. Once you got this PowerShell prompt, you have to open that. If you open that, you will get this window. Okay. So, yeah, you'll get this window. Okay. How many of you are getting this? Is there anyone getting this window? Yeah. Is there anyone getting this window?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So once you got this window, what you need to do is you have to type this particular command conda install -c conda forge notebook. Okay, this is the command which is used to install Jupyter notebook. Okay, install Jupyter notebook by the following command. You have to give conda install -c. Okay, this you have to do. Okay, this you should execute. Okay, are you executing successfully? This command you have to give conda install -c conda -forge notebook. Yes. Yeah, how many of you are successful in this? If you are successful, please say yes to me. If you are successful, please say yes to me. This is the command. Yeah, good. Harsh is saying yes. Komal is yes. Good. What? Yeah. So once you have successfully installed, you have to type Jupyter notebook. Next step is once you have installed successfully, have to run this command Jupyter notebook. This Jupyter notebook, okay? Just type Jupyter notebook in the browser where it is, sorry, in the shell. Okay, in the Anaconda shell you have to type Jupyter notebook. So this is the one. Once you have given this, you will get this particular page. So it is working on 8888 okay, port. It is the port number, localhost in the sense now your system is acting as a server. Okay, so you are accessing your local host. So you are accessing Jupyter notebook through localhost. Okay, so you'll get this page. Once you get this page, you can open new notebook with Python 3. So go to new, go to Python 3. go to new and go to Python 3, you will get a new notebook. Okay, new notebook you will get. So this is the procedure. Okay, any doubt in this procedure? Yes. Any doubt in these steps? Do you have any doubt in these steps? Yes. First we have to install Anaconda. Then we have to install the Jupyter Notebook through Anaconda PowerShell. So these are all the steps we have to follow. Install Miniconda, install by this command we have to install Jupyter Notebook. We have to run Jupyter Notebook using this, and we have to follow this procedure. I mean adding new notebook, and you will get this. So to check this, simply type some Python command print of hi. Okay, and to press shift enter, you will get the output. Okay, so are you facing any difficulty in getting this environment? Please answer my question. Yes, are you good? Yeah, good. No. Okay, so Path and Tumin are doing good. Okay, any other students are facing difficulties? Yes, Fenil, are you doing good? Fenil successfully installed. Good. Nishant, are you
Yes,
facing it? Oh, good. So Komal is also. Oh, good. Already have everything installed. Good. Riddhi, Heli, Monsi. Yes. Any problem you are facing? Hetvi, Javin Kumar. Okay. Yeah. Then it is fine. So if you have this environment, because previously you worked with Python, so if you are already having all the pre-installed environment, it is good. Okay, it is good for you and for me. Okay, we can get into the lab directly. Actually, our first experiment is linear regression model using Python. Okay, so before get into this linear regression, how it works, uh, whether it come under supervised learning or unsupervised learning, before getting to this all stuffs, okay, I would like to give some practical exposure to you. Then while we are covering with the theory stuff, okay, I will cover all the how linear regression works and everything. So whatever the information which is essential now, I will convey that information to you to do this experiment. Okay, so linear regression model using Python, which we are going to do. Okay, for that we are going to use this data. Okay, this is a simple data. I'm giving this data input to you. You work with this data and complete the experiment. Okay, after that, you by your own download some data and work with that data. Okay, no need to download only the limited data or very small entry data. You can download a data which contains more entry. Okay, then you can able to understand clearly. For your better understanding of now we are having a data like this. Okay, this is a sample data only. This is not a real time or this is not a real world data. It is a simple data which is having many few entries. Sorry, okay. very few entries. Okay. So this data is having two attributes. One attribute is area, another attribute is price. Okay. So area is one attribute, price is another attribute. Otherwise, we can call area as one column, price is another column. Okay. So if the area is 2600, it is about home based data and home price, the real estate data. If the area is 2600, price is $55,000, price is in dollar. Okay. So if the area is 3000 square feet, area is the unit of area is square feet. Okay. The unit of area is square feet and the price is in dollar. Okay. These are all the units. Okay. And yeah, if for 2600 square feet area we have to pay $55,000. For 3000 square feet we have to pay this one 565,000. For 3200 this is the price. Okay. Likewise for 4500 725,000. Okay. This is actually a data. Okay. What we are going to do is we are going to predict based on this data. Okay, we are going to give this data as a training data. Okay, to the linear regression algorithm. Okay, based on this data, we are going to find what is the price for 33,000 square feet, what is the price for 5000 square feet. Okay, this we are going to predict, or this we are going to identify. Given these home prices, find out prices for homes whose area is 33,000 square feet and 5000 square feet. It is a simple problem. Okay. After once you have done this problem, you take some the problem with bigger data set and try. Okay. First you have to try with this. Okay. So that's what we are going to do by this. Okay. So based on this information, we are going to find, we are going to predict for 5000 and that data is not available here. So this is training data that we are going to apply this model to identify what is for 5000, what is for 33,000 or something. Okay. Yeah, it is this. So now this particular data, we have to give this data as an input to the linear regression algorithm. We have to give this data as an input to the linear regression algorithm. Okay, so you have to convert this data into a CSV file. Okay, I hope everyone know how to create a CSV file. Yes? Do you know? Anyone is having idea with you? Any doubt? Are you clear with what I'm conveying? Any doubt for that? Okay. Now tell, I hope you know how to make a CSV file, right? How many of you know that? How many? Okay, okay. No. Good, good. Okay, okay. Thanks for your answer. Okay. It is, yeah. That's all fine. We can make one Excel sheet. That's all. Yeah. Okay. I will tell again. I will tell you. Don't worry. So, yeah. Open an Excel sheet. Okay. This is your Excel. I will close this Excel sheet. Okay. I'm going to open on Microsoft Excel. So once you open, see here, what are all the columns which we are having? Area. So you have to create area in square feet. area in square feet. You have to have this one, and another one column. Yeah, just have it as area. No need to mention that in the data sheet. Price, okay, and price, okay, and copy. Yeah, if possible, copy. Otherwise, type 2600 3000 3200 3600 and 4000. Okay. Then here you have to mention the price 5540. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Format painter, and I'm changing format. Yeah. So this you have to make only few entries. Okay. You have to enter the data like this. After that, what you need to do is you have to give file save as. Okay, I will give this data to you if possible. How it is going to come in a chat box. Yeah, this is the data. If you want, you can copy. Okay, see what you need to do is you have to save it as a CSV file. CSV file is the one which is used, which we are going to use, or which we are using as a data set for Python or R, Veka, whatever may be the statistical or machine learning tool which we are using, that can take CSV file as an input normally. So first file save as. Here, the name of this is, I'm going to save this in a Google Drive, Harvard University, machine learning. Then where we have to go, yeah, classes, lab, okay. Lab I'm saving this as a home data, right? Home, but here you have to choose CSV file. Where it is CSV? See this one. CSV Mac, CSV MS DOS. This one you have to choose. Okay, CSV in bracket MS DOS. This you have to choose, and you have to save it as home.csv. Okay, you have to save it as home.csv. So once you have done that, go to that particular location, go to that location, and if you see, you can find .csv file. Okay, .csv file. If you open this with Notepad or Notepad++, if you open this with Notepad or Notepad plus plus, you can see like this. See, area comma price 2600 comma, if it is looking like this, it is a CSV file. Okay. So this is the procedure to make CSV file. Have you done? How many of you have done this? If you have done, just say yes. Good, Fanil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. So, okay. Sumit is working on it. Yeah, take your own time. Take your own time. I will give few minutes time. You have to convert that into CSV file. So mostly you can download CSV file also in the web. Go to the Google and type CSV file dataset for many datasets are available in the web. You can download and you can work with that dataset also. It is not necessary all the time you have to create your own dataset. Okay, in real time also you can, to do machine learning algorithm practice and to check your algorithm whether it is working properly or not, you can download lot of what to say, data sets from the web. Okay, a lot of data sets are freely available in the web. Simulated data sets are available, then real-time data sets are available. You search, you can get, and you have to work on it. Good. The area Trivedi have done. Parth Kurani done good. Good Nishant. Nishant have done. Okay. Is there anyone facing problem, facing issues? Facing issues with tool installation or configuration, facing issues with this CSV file? No one, right? Okay, good. So once you have done that, what you need to do is you have to import this particular CSV file to the environment, working environment. Okay. For that, we have to use, Python code. Before getting into that, I would like to give some inputs to you on this linear regression. Okay. See, if I'm putting, actually, I will tell where linear regression exists, how linear regression works, and all the stuff. Okay. See here, if we put this data into a graph, or if we plot this data, okay, the first point is here, for 2600 square feet, this much dollar is the price. For 3000 square feet, this much dollar is the price. For 3200 square feet, this is the price. For 3600, this is the price. Okay, so likewise it is going. These are all the data points. Okay, this is represented as price. Okay, I am showing this in a graph. Got my point? I am showing this in a graph. Okay, so now you see how linear regression works. I am going to tell. Actually, I will teach all the mathematical portion and everything. Now, just understand. See, linear regression is based on the straight line. Mathematically, if you go with linear algebra, it is based on the straight line. See, I am trying to fix, or I am trying to connect all the dots through a straight line. But one line is here, another one dot is here, one point is here, another one point is here, another one is here, another one is here. Connecting all through a straight line is not possible. But also I can connect with some error. Okay, I can connect like this. Yeah, I can connect like this. Closely I can connect. And also I have an option to connect like this. I can connect like this. I can connect like this using a straight line. Okay, so multiple options are there. Actually, identifying the correct line, okay, correct line which is very close to all the data points, drawing a line which is very close to all the data points is the intention of our linear regression model. Okay, we have to find the straight line which is very close to all the data points. That is the intention of our linear regression. Okay, now you will get a question how to draw a line or how to identify a line. See, we have multiple lines. We can draw multiple lines using trial and error method. And how do you say, or how do you identify which line is very close to all data points? That is a next question. Okay, that we can do with the help of this linear regression model with Python, but you have to understand clearly what is the mathematics behind this. Okay, you have to understand clearly what is the mathematics behind this. See here, this is one line. I'm simply deleting these lines. Okay, and just consider this line as very close to all data points. Just consider. I will tell how I have drawn this line. Okay, see, if you have this line, see, how do you identify error? See, this difference, right? The distance between this line point, the distance between this line point and this data point. Okay, this is data point, this is a line point. Okay, the distance between this data point and this line point. Okay, I will show that with yeah, see, yeah, this is the gap, right? And here here the same gap is there between this and this. Yeah, these are all the gaps or the errors, we can say. These are all the gaps or errors. In real time, you can't draw exactly. See, this is the gap. Okay, so you have to identify this distance. This is nothing but an error. Okay, so in one line, this error is less. Okay, in line 1, this error is less or this gap is less. In line 2, this gap is more or this error is more. So which one you pick, line 1 or line 2? Yes, this is my question. Please answer for this question. Yes, in line 1, the distance is more. Okay, between the data point and line. In line 2, the distance is less. Yes, yes. Which one you pick? Line 1. Okay, why you are picking line 1? The idea? Yeah, good. So we have to pick with the less error or less distance. We have to pick the less error or less distance. Good. Yeah, Fenil is good. The idea is saying correctly. So we have to pick the one. See, we should not pick the line which is. I will. Yeah, give me a minute. Yeah. Yeah, if line is like this, yeah, I am drawing a line like this. See, I should not pick this line because distance from this data point and this line is too much. Even now it is too much. Even here it is too much. Okay, so you have to pick a close one. You have to draw a close line. That is the intention of linear regression. Okay, you have to pick. This is obvious. Now you are clear with point 1. You have to choose a line. If multiple lines are there, you have to choose a line which is very close to all the data points, not only one data point. It is very close to all the data points. Okay, if you choose that line, your linear regression, over. Okay, now how to choose or how to identify this error mathematically? For that, we have the formula here. Okay, can you able to see the screen? Yes, this is the formula. Okay, okay. So this formula is nothing but a sigma I equal to 1 to n delta I square. Okay, delta I square. Say for example, I am telling, sigma I equal to 1 to n delta I square. This is nothing but, see here, I is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4. If 4 data points are there, I equal to 4. Okay, so delta I is this gap. Okay, so if we are having here, we are having 4, right? So what is the I value here? Anyone? What is the I value? What is the I value in our context? Yes, anyone? What is the I value? We are having 4 data points. Yes, we are having 4 data points. So I is 4. Okay, I is 4. See, I will let me do something. So we are having 4 data points, right? 4 data points. So I equal to 4. So what is delta? Okay, we have to find delta I. So I am writing because I Finding symbol is very difficult. Yeah, symbol is here. I have to find delta. Yeah, okay. So delta I have to find. So if I is 4, it is started with delta 1, delta 2. I is 1 to 4. So delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4. Okay, it will come like this, na? See, delta 1, if I is 4, 1 to 4. So delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4. Okay, we have to sum all the things. We have to square all the things and we have to do summing operation. Okay, so we have to find delta 1 and we have to do, square operation. Okay, here also the same. Delta 2 also, for delta 2 also we have to identify and we have to do squaring. We have to do squaring, and here also we have to identify delta 3 and we have to do squaring. Delta 4 we have to identify and we have to do squaring, and in between it is summation. So plus, got the point? It is summation, right? So plus, it's not a product. Yes or no? So this is the formula for minimization. Okay, this is the formula for minimization. That formula has been written in a simple way here. Yes, got my point now? Yes or no? Are you following? Are you following, or are you facing any difficulties? Please let me know. If you face any difficulty, please let me know. Yeah. Is it clear, Nishan? Are you following? Fenil, any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fenil, any doubt? Yes. Yeah, correct. Komal, any doubt? Tumin, you are right. Riddhi? Okay. So, yeah, you're right. So, we have to add everything. I mean, we have to square these things and we have to add everything, and we have to find the solution or find the answer for this formula by this method. Okay, so now you will get a question: what is delta 1, what is delta 2, what is delta 3? See, this distance is delta 1, this distance is delta 2, this distance is delta 3, this distance is delta 4. Delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4, this distance, how much it is deviated. So we have to identify the result, the minimization result for this particular line or this particular plane, and the same way we have to identify for all the possible planes. Suppose if you have a question like if you have another one plane like this, you have to identify this value for that also. If you have another one plane, if you have another one plane here, you have to identify for that also. Okay. Likewise, you have to identify for all the plane, and which one is having the minimum value, which one is having the minimum value, that one only a perfect plan. Okay, perfect plane or perfect line. Okay, to identify the correct line, we have to use this formula. Once you have identified the correct line, then your simple linear regression over. You can succeed with simple linear regression. Okay, so after that, what you need to do is, after that you can able to predict. Okay, after that you can able to predict the rest of the things. Okay, so how prediction should happen, everything I will tell now. Before getting to that, see, yeah, now you see, we have to calculate this for the different planes. So if you have 5 or 6 planes or 5 or 6 lines, we have to calculate for each and every plane, and you have to choose the minimized one. Okay, I hope you all know y equal to mx plus c is the equation for the line. Okay, y equal to mx plus c. Okay, we can relate this y equal to mx plus c with this particular context. In this context, y is price and x is area. I will tell how we are going to do that. Okay, see here, this particular thing. See, this line is having its own formula. Okay, so y is equal to mx plus c, y equal to mx plus c. Okay, so this is the straight line equation. So here y is dependent variable. Okay, dependent variable. Y is dependent variable, x is independent variable. Okay, x is an independent variable. Okay, the difference between dependent variable and independent variable is based on the x, y is changing. Based on the x, y is changing. So x is independent variable, y is dependent variable. Now just come to our data. We have two attributes. One attribute is area, another attribute is price. Now you tell which one is dependent variable, which one is independent variable. Yes, anyone? Which one is dependent variable, which one is independent variable? Yes, any one of you. Good. Price is dependent variable. Price is y. Good, 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 good. Very good. Okay. So here price is dependent variable because price change according to area. Area is independent variable. So price is changing according to area. Price is changing according to area. Okay, even in Raj code, you know, the price is changing according to area. Suppose if you want to buy a flat in the sense, it is depending upon area. See here, the nature of this is like this. So for example, you know, if you assess the age and experience, okay, so you can calculate experience based on the age. So here age is a independent variable, experience is a dependent variable. Okay, so if you relate this with this particular equation y equal to mx plus c, how do you relate this with this particular equation? 1 minute. Yeah, how do you relate this with this particular equation? See, y equal to mx plus c. So y is dependent variable. So y is actually price. Okay, equal to m. M is nothing but So I will tell M about M later. So X is nothing but the area. Okay. Plus C we have to give. Okay. So we have to rewrite the formula like this. I will tell what is M and C later, and we will do the practical things later. Okay. As of now, you please install this environment, and you be ready with the data set. Okay. We'll continue the remaining things in the lab. Actually now time is 1:56, so your lab session is going to over. Okay. I don't want to get into this without these inputs, so that's why the delay is happening. Okay. I will try to cover this in class at least, and we will directly get into the laboratory stuffs. Okay. So let me take attendance for the lab. This is TC again, TC1 and TC3, right?
TC1, sir.
Only TC1. Only TC1 or both? Both actually, I think. Yeah.
No, sir. Only TC1 students are there.
Okay. So let me check. This lab is for only TC1, you are telling. Let me check. Yeah. Sorry. Only TC1. Yeah. Yes, it is for only TC1. Yeah, TC1 students. Answer to your attendance. Action.
Yes, sir.
Good. Ayuj.
Yes, sir.
Balkrishna.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dhairya.
Yes, sir.
Penil.
Yes, sir.
Good. Harsh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then Kelly. Het. Netvi.
Yes, sir.
Het is there. Hetvi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Javin Kumar. Javin Kumar is absent. Gomal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Krunal. Mansi. Mayank.
Yes, sir, present.
Okay. Then Meet, Milan, Sonal,
Hello, sir. Javin, Busa.
Devin. Okay. Yeah. Then Nesh, Nildeep.
Yes, sir.
Who? Who is?
Nildeep.
Okay. Nishant.
Present, sir.
Good. Parth. Palak, Parth.
Yes. Yes, sir. Parth.
Okay. Palak. Ridhiban. Riddhi.
Yes, sir.
Prithvi.
Yes, sir.
Rutvik.
Yes, sir.
Shesharanjan. Shashiranjan. Sheena. Sherin. Tumin.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Umesh.
Yes, sir, Umesh.
Okay. Vikash. Yash Kumar. Yag.
Yes, sir. Yog.
Okay. Yog. Yes. Okay. Yog present. Keval Kumar. It's not here. Okay. See you in next laboratory.
Sir, Javin, Busa just missed due to network connection.
Javin Kumar, I have given attendance 5.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, see you guys.